Oh, and you'd be right about that, Marlon Brando, because the Vietnam War was a literal train wreck of a situation. Vietnam had been depicted in many films, from Deer Hunter, Full Metal Jacket, The Green Berets, Good Morning Vietnam, and Platoon. If you have ever wanted to feel the sufferings of Vietnam, well, Shellshock Nam 67 would try to be that game. Shellshock Nam 67 is a third-person shooter video game developed by Guerrilla Games, who are well known for their Killzone series and Horizon Zero Dawn. Shellshock was published by Eidos Interactive for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 2, and Xbox. In Europe, it was released September 3, 2004, and in North America, September 14, 2004. From some readings, I have found that during this time, Killzone and Shellshock were being developed almost at the same time, since they were both released in the same year. So I believe the Guerrilla Games team probably were focused strongly on Killzone, which during this review, I think you'll notice. Not much is written about the development of Shellshock, but GameSpot had an interview with lead artist Matthias de Jong. In the Designer Diary series, he talks about creating the characters in Guerrilla's gritty war game. Jong stated, "In creating the characters and the game style, we also relied heavily on primary documentation. We did not want to water down the reality that was 1967 by reinterpreting real images and drawing them out again. Using these ground rules, we were able to accurately define our characters and the actual visual style of the game. So did their method work, or was it too good to be true? Let us say, the truth hurts." Shellshock right away starts with a cutscene depicting the war and how violent it was. It puts up this image that this video game will have a serious undertone. It will not hold back on punches. But then you get into the game and you see this.
Okay, ladies, ETA to LZ approximately 60 seconds. We got a nest of VC dug in like Alabama ticks top a strategically important hill. Brass wants them flushed out. It seems Charlie doesn't want to move. They're dug in deep and we already lost a lot of good men today. So all you cherries, no heroics, okay? Just follow Lieutenant O'Brien's orders. He's your officer out here, so do whatever he says. Okay, 15 seconds. Get ready and give him hell out there.
Now to some players this is not horrible, but for one, it is ripping off Full Metal Jacket with this scene.
Get some! Get some!
It does not seem to take itself as serious as intended. The visuals are not horrible, and voice acting is up to par, but something about the story does not click. The characters you meet along the way are stereotypes to say the least. Ramirez
Last man! Make it go!
is a rugged badass sergeant that runs a special force unit. He is voiced by the legendary Steve Bloom.
No way, man. I don't buy this crap about just a few VC mingling with friendlies. If Command's having trouble doing milk runs over the village, it's gonna be real hot there. Shame about that journalist Fanning. Not much chance we'll find him alive.
Kowalski is a crazy individual, not only because his nickname is literally Psycho, but he literally has no morals whatsoever.
Man, I want some of that primo Viet Cong meat on my bayonet.
You also have a radio DJ who is voiced by Billy West, who played Fry in Futurama. You only hear him when walking around the camp, but he does a decent job for a small role.
You may have heard that up at Camp Bin Sut they need a new barber. A big thank you to the grunt who made that happen. The CO will be taking applications all this week, guys.
Other than that, there are no other memorable characters. You go through so many and the game tries to make you care, but half the time you can never tell who is who or why they matter. You kill so many and see so many die that you, as the player, just want to be done with the game because it has no impact. Nothing throughout the story feels grand or intriguing. It feels like a tasteless way of showing war through a video game. Maybe it is because I have played games with way better stories and character building. Even Call of Duty World War II made you care a little more than this game. Even the villains of the game, General Diem, is dubbed King Kong. Now I know the Vietnam War was hell, and there were some evil people on both sides, but they depict everything up to 11, from a stupid name for a villain to the characteristics of a character. Psycho, I think, is one of my main issues. They show him killing prisoners of war after getting intel and being told by higher-ups to not kill.
That POW, Kowalski. The CO will want him for questioning.
Right. So don't you move. Don't hurt me, I'll blow your goddamn head off.
Don't hurt me. Please, don't hurt me.
I bet you're the one who shot up the chopper, huh? Yeah, you're the one, aren't you? You're not so tough now, huh? Shut up! I didn't tell you to speak, did I?
Please, don't hurt me.
I said shut up! Shut the fuck up! Yeah! Yeah, look at you now! No more goddamn yelling!
What the hell did you do, Kowalski? You really going psycho?
He enjoys killing with no remorse. Then near the end of the campaign, he gets shot with a dud RPG, then cries and blows up.
Shit! They got me. They fucking got me. Shoot me, man. I won't give them that satisfaction. You do it. It hurts. Do it, man. What are you waiting for? Do it. Do it now. I'd do it for you.
One of the other soldiers feels upset about this individual. The writers of the game want to show how horrible war is through beheading and losing your comrades, but then wants to do a complete 180 and wants you to sympathize? They even kill Ramirez early on, but even that death feels wasted. What message are they trying to portray? How the enemy thinks, or how the war is grim? There's no consistency in storytelling and how it felt to be in Vietnam at the time. If you plan on being a story-driven game, then tell a tale. Now, Shellshock does not have a horrible combat system, but it can be a chore. You can shoot in 3 positions. Shooting while standing is straightforward. Crouching keeps your aim a little steadier, and prone, well, not sure, since I never used it. You can run, but you'll run out of stamina in a few moments. There's also a lean system, which was helpful for tons of enemies moving onto your position, but you still needed some light cover. When in combat, you'll have many weapons, some that you start with, and some that you stumble upon. The weapons I enjoyed the most was the RPD, sniper rifle, and M16. Though combat is at times the most difficult part. You'll take bullets from everywhere, so at times grenades will be your best friends. An odd mechanic that they have as well in Shellshock is, they have health packs, but you still regenerate health. I know it helps just add a little more pep in your step, but just stay in cover and most of the time you'll never need a health pack. The one thing I hate about this game though was Disarming Minds. I do not think you understand how annoying this minigame is. When I first saw it, I stood there looking and trying to figure out what to do. It gives you a small minimal amount of time, but you'll be panicking and rushing, and by that point you'll just blow up. I learned that if you just have full regenerated health, the mines don't even kill you, so just run right through them. Also an annoyance in gameplay was mission objectives. They were a struggle to figure out and find. There was literally a mission where you're in a town, a village, and you're running around, burning up, blowing up where they stash weapons. And I had a hard time. I was running around for 20 whole minutes looking for the other part of the stashes. But the game has such a low render distance that I couldn't see the other part of the village. It's only when I restarted the mission from the last checkpoint, I walked up through the path and I saw the village to the left. Who thought that was a smart idea? During your times of stopping by the camp, you'll find a store clerk named Deuce. He sells you unofficial contraband materials such as an RR pass. If you watch Full Metal Jacket, you would know where this leads. Did I regret buying this pass? Yes, greatly. Though Deuce sells a rocket pistol, which is great, but only used a handful of times in a pinch. Now there are 2 missions I hated the most. The mission where Psycho dies are the mission I hated throughout, except the tail end of it. Your mission is to clear through a city to find out about DM's whereabouts. You must deal with rooftop snipers and tons of enemies. I basically ran through them all, which worked. Now later I picked up a shotgun which I loved in tight spaces. That's what she said. Now you must clear a prostitute house, and with the shotgun I cleared that place like it was taking candy from a baby. It was the first time I actually really enjoyed the combat. The mission where it leads to killing of DM is a pain in my ass to finish as well. You have to go through an entire encampment of enemies, and from their numbers, there were probably multiple companies in platoons. So after going through that, you have to face DM, who was a hell of a bullet sponge. No matter how many shots I shot into him, he did not die. The easiest way I found out was throwing grenades, non-stop, and just killing off his lackeys. These are some things that I found incredibly annoying, but just did not know how to word it properly. So here we go. Stealth. I have no clue why it was put in this game. Only one mission you use it on, and it's not even required. Just shoot everyone and not waste your time. Sound design. I have no words. Just listen. So what is my final opinion on Shellshock Nom 67? It made me lose my sanity. Not literally, of course, but it definitely dragged on at times. The game shows a trivial representation of a bloody conflict. In some ways, it can feel tasteless. The story lacked any meaning, and in my eyes, no impact at all. Combat was at times the light in the darkness, but still fell flat. The game sold 900,000 copies though. It doesn't matter. Hope you all enjoyed this mess, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.